Hey there, Weather Geeks. It's Friday. It is time for another edition of Weather for Weather Geeks, my daily online only in-depth weather video. Unfortunately, there's not a lot to get in-depth about right now, or should I say, fortunately there is, because we're in the middle of a beautiful stretch of weather that's going to last well into next week, it looks like. I tweeted and Facebooked this statistic this morning with no rain for the rest of the month. That's pretty much a guarantee at this point. This will probably go down in the record books as the 19th driest September on record here in Youngstown, and records for precipitation do go back to the late 1800s. Temperature records get pretty unreliable before 1930. But as far as precipitation goes, we can go back into the 1800s, and 1.67 is the number at the Youngstown Warren Airport in Vienna. And that's, it could have been a drier month. Had the month not started with a few episodes of rain, we would have been higher on this list because, of course, it's been remarkably dry lately. Some other recent dry Septembers: 1995, just over an inch; 2007, 1.44 inches. Those are the two most recent. You have to go back a ways to find a lot of these other years. Some of these records are pretty old. 1960 was the driest September on record here in Youngstown. And of course, we are dry this afternoon. Here in the early afternoon hours, temperatures in the lower and middle 70s. Crystal clear sky. You might find a few cumulus clouds out there. That is about it this afternoon. So we're doing just fine. The clouds have cleared off the northeastern coast, but clouds are holding kind of stubborn or steady down in the Carolinas, into Georgia as well. And as we peruse the rest of the country today, well, it's a fine fall day in many locations as the satellite reloads here. Some showers down in Texas, and there's still some rain out in the Pacific Northwest. But that's about it. A lot of really nice weather across the country this afternoon. Check out how temperatures are doing. Let's see here. We want that and this. Look how warm it is all the way up to the U.S.-Canadian border this afternoon. We're talking about 81 as far north as northern North Dakota and Minot. And up across the border, it's approaching 80 in parts of Saskatchewan, Manitoba. And then you have to head all the way up into northern Canada to find where the cold air is. And it's going to stay locked up there as long as the jet stream is parked well off to our north. So as long as we're in this pattern, the cold air is just sort of locked up there. In fact, I can take off the temperatures here, and let's bring up the wind speeds up at the jet stream level. Actually, what we need is, bear with me for just a second here as I bring up the data. We want wind speeds up at the jet stream level currently. Take off the radar, and we want model fill. And I can show you where the jet stream is here this afternoon. Look at how this is situated. Big trough in the west, and then the jet stream goes way up here, up into Hudson Bay. Anyone south of that jet is in the warmth. In fact, I can put the temperatures back up, and it's easy to spot where the dividing line between the warm and the cold is up here in Canada this afternoon. So sorry about my slow internet there, but that's why it's so nice outside. It's going to stay this way for the foreseeable future, I think, for a good another 6, perhaps 7 days. High pressure is just going to set up an anchor right over the region. As we skip ahead to Monday, late in the day, this little front approaching from the north and west is just going to fizzle out as it dives south and east. Notice the precipitation just fizzles by Tuesday morning. So while we might get some clouds from that, that should about do it. So we head into midweek, more very nice weather, and then finally on the edge of your screen and finally moving towards the middle of the screen, the very end of next week. This is next Thursday, October 2nd. Some showers, perhaps thunder out here towards Chicago, and then finally this front, if the current models would be believed, would move in Thursday night and heading into Friday. This is Friday morning, a week from today. GFS model, European model, Canadian model all have pretty similar timing on this next front. It probably comes through on Friday, and this is the front that's going to probably knock us back to average. It's not going to be cold, but it's going to put an end for at least a little while to the abnormal warmth. Here's the 16-day temperature outlook. GFS ensemble model. Notice we are in the 70s every day through the 3rd, and the 3rd is next Friday, by the way. And then behind that front, that's a little more typical of October. Maybe highs, this might be a little too cool, but we should be back in the 60s at least for a few days, if not longer, once we get into next weekend. So we've got another week of this to enjoy. It's just a remarkable stretch. Best stretch of weather we've had all year. I would, it'd take a little homework, but I'd have to go back and spend a little time. It'd be tempting to anyway, to find when the longest stretch of sunny, warm, and dry days comparable to this was. How many years has it been? It seems like it should have been quite a long time ago. But anyway, for a little homework assignment there, maybe I'll get on that. I hope you have a great rest of your Friday and have a great weekend. You'll see Mike Joyce on Sunday. I'm actually in 21 News 6 at 11 on Saturday. Mike Joyce will be back on Sunday. And be sure and check out Andrew DePaulo's forecasts on WFMJ Weekend Today, Saturdays and Sunday mornings. It's a great show, and Andrew's doing a great job for us, and we're happy to have him as the new member of our 4-person team here on 21 News. Have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday.